Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Hello, and welcome to Take Your Medicine. Billy, come here. Come say hi. You're my co host. You're being lazy. Hi. Can you say hello to everybody? It's April 15th. It's tax day. Billy, did you do your taxes? That's one benefit of being a dog, huh? You don't have to do silly taxes. Let's see. What is today? It's our 18th episode, Billy. High five. High five. Can you give me a high five? Oh, good job. Good job, babe. You're so awesome. Good job. Episode 15. Should we cross it off? Let's cross it off, girl. Let's cross it off our little chart. Boop, boop. I'm sure you've noticed I'm wearing an eye patch. Why am I wearing an eye patch, Billy? I will tell you why. I am wearing an eye patch because Jesus Kate told me to. That's why. Jesus Kate is my extraterrestrial friend. And she, during a journey one time, showed me that my left and right brain are very off balanced. And if you know much about me, you know that I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis at age 21, and that sucked really bad. And I was told that I would be in a wheelchair in the next 10 years. That's what the doctors told me. I only had one baby at the time. They told me not to have any more babies, which I did not listen to because I wanted a big family. Oh, Billy, you're extra today, aren't you? Getting all your favorite spots. And anyway, my left side is the side that had all of the lesions on my brain. I had several lesions on the left side of my brain and also on my spine. And the lesions on my spine were the ones that the doctors were most worried about because lesions are basically like scar tissue, and nerve signals cannot go through scar tissue. And so if the lesion on your spine gets big enough, no more nerve impulses can be sent up and down your spine, and you just lose all function. And so they were really worried about the lesions on my spine. There is no cure for MS, but I am cured. I do not have MS anymore. That is my true belief. I no longer have symptoms, and I'm super grateful for that. But Jesus Kate showed me in a vision once how imbalanced my brain still is. And the right side of my brain, which is the side of creativity and imagination and connectedness. The left side is more about logic and reasoning and language, using language. So I think that when I was growing up, the extreme amounts of trauma I experienced as a child caused me to overuse the left side of my brain for logic and reasoning and safety and critical thinking. The right side of my brain, my imagination, the connectedness of it all really struggled. And I still struggle to be able to visualize when I close my eyes. It's hard for me to, say, envision a red bird. I have a hard time seeing a red bird. I'm really bad with that. And also, my imagination in general is really stuck in a lot of ways. I feel like I have so much art inside of me, so many beautiful paintings and creations, but I struggle with a creative block. And I think that is because my left side of the brain is so dominant, even though I think I'm naturally a pretty right-brained person by nature. The nurture side of my life and the crazy amounts of stress and trauma I had as a child caused me to use the left side dominantly. So Jesus Kate told me a few things to do to start to strengthen the right side of my brain and to balance out my brain. And one of those was to wear an eye patch over my right eye. And I can tell you, it is not easy. I've been doing this. I think she showed this to me 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago. And it was a beautiful vision. And she explained it very thoroughly. It was like this download of knowing that I really need to start working on balancing out my brain. Everything is connected. And if your brain is imbalanced, your body is imbalanced. If your brain and your body are imbalanced, your whole life can be off center and imbalanced. So it's important to have your mental, physical, emotional health all aligned. So I started wearing an eye patch sometimes, and it is very uncomfortable to me still to this day, even though I've done it quite a few times. It gives me, I wouldn't call it a headache, but it makes me kind of irritable. It's like my right eye still wants to see and it's still trying to see. So it's a very interesting experience. So that's one thing that Jesus Kate advised me to start doing, is to wear an eye patch just going throughout your day and force your left eye to do more work, because your left eye stimulates the right side of your brain and the right eye stimulates the left side of the brain. So she told me to start wearing an eye patch over my right eye. So I started doing that. Another thing that she told me to start doing was to write in my non-dominant, which is my left hand. That is also challenging. I actually brought some examples of this that I've done throughout time. So this is my left hand writing. It is sloppy, but I do my best. It takes a lot of time. It's kind of painstaking, but I think it's really been very helpful for me. It teaches me patience, but it also helps me to really feel like I'm actually doing a workout, like I'm doing curls for my brain. And I have noticed a difference. In fact, even in pictures, this was today. I did some left-handed sentences today. Even in pictures, when I watch myself in pictures or videos, I can see, oh, my sound bowl. I can see a difference in my eyes. One eye is a little more closed than the other. My face looks a little bit imbalanced. I had a severe concussion on my head in, let's see, first grade. I fell into a curb and my whole forehead landed on a curb, and it blew up into a big goose egg very quickly. And I think that might have caused a lot of the problems that I still have too, because even just touching this side of my brain is my head is very sensitive still compared to the right side. So who knows what caused all of these imbalances in me, but I'm doing my best to rectify them. Another thing besides writing the sentences with my left hand that she suggests that I do are just little tasks. One is brushing your teeth. I highly recommend brushing your teeth with your non-dominant hand. Even though it feels like not that big of a deal, it is literally a workout for your brain. It stimulates new neural connections. It will rewire your brain and help you to become more balanced, more healthy, more strong, more courageous, everything in your life. It really does help. So writing sentences with your non-dominant hand, brushing your teeth, even shaving, just be careful. Eating with your non-dominant hand, just switching it up. Getting out of autopilot is really good for our energy systems in general, but it's an actual workout for your brain and it will help you stimulate new neural pathways. So I highly recommend that. Speaking of shaving, ding, I have not shaved in a while. I announced, maybe I can't even remember now how long ago, maybe a week and a half or 2 weeks ago, that I was going to stop shaving my armpits. And I did. Let me give you a little update close up. Not sure if you're interested, but there you go. It's maybe like a half an inch long. I don't know. But I like it. I don't mind it at all. But there have been a few times, like at my son's base or football game the other day, I was wearing some overalls, some denim overalls, and I literally just like put my hands behind my back like this, and there were a bunch of men standing around, and it immediately made me self-conscious because I felt like they could see the hair under my arms. And that's just something for me that is really good for me to be aware of. It's certainly not going to make me shave my armpits, but it's good for me to be aware of why am I self-conscious, and breathe through that and stand firm in my space and not allow anyone to take my energy, anybody's judgments of me to take my power. No, thank you. So it's just kind of a new and exciting way of experiencing myself on this earth, just like trying something new, kind of like it was when I shaved my head the first time. My really dear friend Tammy was experiencing cancer. May she rest in peace. We love you, Tammy. And she was shaving her head. And so I shaved my head, and that was a huge culture shock. I don't know if the word's culture shock, but like a social shock, because the world immediately started interacting with me differently, especially men, from having my long, flowy feminine hair to having a completely shaved head. I was totally interacted in a different way. Either I was, looked at with pity as if I was sick, or I was looked at with more trepidation or hesitation because I was maybe masculine or something that they didn't agree with or something. I don't even know. But it definitely changed the way that I was looked at in public. And it was an opportunity for me to get more comfortable with myself, to stand strong in my power, to know who I am, no matter what my external looks like. And this experiment with the armpit hair feels very similar to that, where I'm just like, experiencing myself and experiencing the world in a different way. And so that's been kind of interesting. I also wanted to talk about another thing that's very vulnerable for me. You may have noticed, I got Sharpie on my hand, that my fake nails are off, all but one, because this one does not want to come off. Huh, Billy? But I took my nails off, and I have not talked about this on the show yet, but the reason I had those fake nails on is because I have an issue. I believe it's called dermatillomania. I looked it up this morning because I really haven't ever done a lot of research on this, but it's something I have battled my entire life, and that is picking at my skin. And not only, I got chillies, I got goosebumps. Not only picking at my skin, but literally digging into my skin and making new sores on my skin. There have been many times in my life where I could not wear short sleeve shirts. This area of my arm used to be so full of sores that I had to wear 3/4 length sleeves for literally years of my life. Even in the hottest of the hot weather, I couldn't wear even a short sleeve shirt because I had so many open wounds on the back of my arms. I've had the same issue with my legs and not being able to wear shorts. I have scars all over my body from this issue, on my back, my legs, my feet, my hands, my arms, my stomach. I have struggled with this problem forever. And it is something that I am really trying to work with and understand so that I can really get on top of it and be in my full power. Oh, you're so funny, Billy. For the longest time, I think what it has been for me is a way of treating my stress and anxiety without hurting anyone else or without taking it out on anyone else, whether it's stress or shame or regret. I feel like picking at my skin is only punishing me, and it's not punishing anyone else. And I have struggled so much with a lack of self-esteem, a lack of self-worth, a lack of feeling like I'm anything valuable in this world. maybe other than a mother. But there have been times where I even struggle to feel like I'm worthy as a mother because of the mistakes I've made or because of my failings. So this has been something that I've really struggled with, but this is maybe more than a week, maybe only like 5 days. I don't know. I'm really bad with calendars and days, but I have had my nails off for several days now. And I have been picking at the skin around my fingernails for sure. That is something that's really difficult for me to not do, even just absent-mindedly. But I am doing better than ever, I would say. Going through this really, really difficult time that our family has been going through in the last year has made the picking completely out of control. I have scars on my legs. I might just post pictures and put them behind the audio of this video. I don't know how fancy I'm going to get with telling you all this, but I did take pictures a few times when it was getting really bad. And the stress of everything that our family has been going through, I kind of just went deep downhill with the picking, and it got pretty out of control. And so I have had to have fake nails on because they're thick and I can't dig into my skin when I have the nails on. So I'm really trying to go without the nails and to heal this and to be in my power completely and to not let this compulsion. I know that trichotillomania and dermatillomania are all within the same family as obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD. I've always had some OCD tendencies, but this is by far the most severe. I have been to therapists for this. There was a therapist once when my oldest was newly born and I was really struggling with my arms at the time, the sores on my arms. I went to a therapist and she told me to wear gloves, which was totally not practical and totally stupid. It did not work at all. So I went back. I was like, this isn't working. I don't know what to do. I was so frustrated and it made me feel so bad about myself. Like, why the heck can I not get this under control? And then she told me to wear a rubber band around my wrist. And whenever I saw myself picking, notice that I was picking, to flick myself with the rubber band and literally punish myself with more pain for causing my body pain. And that did not work, needless to say. So that therapist was fired. And I have been just working to try and heal this myself with my mind, with mantras, with breath work. Jesus Kate has really helped me a lot with trying to overcome this. But at the end of the day, it's still up to me. And Jesus Kate can't fix everything. I can only take her advice. One of the things that she really helped me with is telling me that when I notice myself picking, to start to massage wherever I was wanting to pick so that I am still getting a physical sensation, that I am still getting relief, but that I am not causing myself damage. And so to be more intentional and to, when I notice myself compulsively picking, to instead start to massage myself, to start to say kind things to myself, to repeat a mantra like, I love you, I am proud of you, I'm doing great, I'm healthy, I am loved, I am appreciated, whatever mantra works in the moment. That has really helped. And another thing is breathing. If I notice that I'm picking, I am in a state of anxiety. I am in some kind of dysregulated mode. And so a mantra and breathing can really help. Breathing just some really deep breaths, some, 4 on the way up, hold for 4, 4 on the way down, anything like that is really helpful. Or even just like 25 really deep, big breaths, like breathing like that. It gives you an instant high. It's very healing for the brain and the body. And it will reset your state so that you're not in a state of dysregulation. So she's taught me a lot of different tools like that. And so I figured maybe I'll do my whole show today in this eye patch so that you can see what I do to try and heal myself when I am alone at home. So I hope those things are helpful to you. If you are struggling with dermatillomania or some other obsessive compulsive disorder and you have some tips and tricks, please let me know in the comments or write me a separate message. I would love to hear from you because this is something that I have been struggling with alone or with the people that are very closest to me for a very long time. And I am just choosing to be open about it now because I feel like there are probably a lot of people who really struggle with this, and I want to be a help to them. So anyway, that is that. What else? Oh, I wanted to read today from Melody Beattie's book, Journey to the Heart. This is a book of daily meditations on the path to freeing your soul. So April 15th, today, it says, imagine what you want. Kind of a funny synchronicity because I was saying I did not have an imagination, and that really has been such a struggle for me. But Jesus Kate has helped me so much to use my imagination to create the life that I want. And I can honestly say that even with everything that has happened, extreme tragedies and hardships, I am healthier than I have ever been, and I find more happiness in life than I have ever been able to find, which is crazy to say, and it almost feels wrong to say because of the amount of loss that I have experienced in the last year. But I am so grateful for these beings that truly teach me that I can find strength and happiness and courage and well-being no matter what is going on in my life or around me in the world. And so imagination is where it all begins. So let's see what Melanie Beattie says about imagination. What do you want? What do you want to create in your life? What situation do you want to live in? Describe the scenario. Imagine it. We can often have what we want, but we rarely take the time to imagine it. And imagination is the first step toward creativity. If you think about it, literally everything physical in this earth, on this earth, look at this beautiful sound bowl. This sound bowl was a thought first. Everything is an imagination first. Every invention, every creation, and every version of ourselves that we elevate ourselves to starts in our imagination. We have to visualize it first. She says, what do you want? What would it look like and feel like? Is what you're working so hard on what you really want? That relationship, that job, that home? If so, go for it. If it's not, imagine and create something different. Begin with imagination. Imagine what you really want in your mind, and you've taken the first step toward creating it. If you don't know what you want, that's okay too. Ask the universe for help. Ask God and the universe to bring you your highest good. Ask the universe to help you create exactly what you want and need. Trust the universe, and you will be trusting an honorable and benevolent friend. Wow, that's really powerful for me. I really appreciate the wisdom of using your imagination to get everything you want out of life. And sometimes my prayer is just to receive my highest good. Whatever is in the best interest of me and my family and the greater good, that is what I want. I put my trust in the universe. And so oftentimes my wants and my needs are not super specific. They are just to be joyful and healthy and happy and helpful. I want to be as healthy, happy, and helpful, those 3 H's, as I can possibly be. Healthy, happy, helpful. So that is my desire for the universe. But I want to envision that, and I want to use my consciousness to really create that, because everything has to happen in the imagination first. We are a product of consciousness. We are consciousness in our deepest, truest form. So much of what this world is an illusion. But what is real is the consciousness and the imagination. And so dream your dream. I believe in you. I'm going to continue to dream my dreams and believe in myself. And that is my message for you today. I hope it's been helpful. I love you all so much. I'm super grateful to be here. Thank you for being on this wild adventure with me and Billy. Billy and I don't know grammar. Hope you have a wonderful day, night, morning, wherever you're at in the world. I'm sending you all my love and all of Jesus Kate's love to you. Have a wonderful day and namaste.